Welcome to the Milwaukee Public Library Makerspace at Home Edition. I'm Makerspace Facilitator Mycia, and today we're featuring a project from our free Take and Make kits, Paper Embroidery. If you haven't heard yet, you can now head to your local Milwaukee Public Library branch and pick up a free grab-and-go Take and Make kit today. These kits are filled with fun projects for all ages, but younger makers may need help from an older friend. These are available while supplies last, and every few weeks we'll make new projects available. Every kit comes with an instruction booklet, and you can also follow along in our tutorials on YouTube at Milwaukee Public Library. Let's get started. Every kit has a label listing the materials provided and the materials you may need to complete the project. In this kit, you will find the instruction booklets, paper plates, embroidery floss, 2 embroidery needles, and colored paper. You will also need a pencil, scissors, and a hole puncher or alternative tool like a toothpick, bamboo skewer, or push pin. Start by drawing different shapes on your colored paper and cutting them out with a pair of scissors. Use a hole puncher or alternative tool to punch holes around the edges of the paper. If using an alternative method, like I do here with a bamboo skewer, lay the paper on a soft surface like a bath towel and carefully pierce the paper. Next, select your embroidery floss and thread it through the needle. For this style, I recommend the larger plastic needle. Pin the metal needle onto the sheet of paper while not in use. With your threaded needle, begin at any point and push your needle through the hole. You can tie a knot here to secure the string, or tie the loose ends of the thread together at the end. You'll end up with different designs depending on where you take your needle. Don't be afraid to experiment or undo anything you don't like. When you're all finished, tie a knot with any loose ends so that nothing becomes undone. Begin by drawing a simple shape in the center of your paper plate. You're going to cut this out, and the simplest way to do that is to fold your paper plate in half to create an entry point for your scissors. Next, take a hole puncher or alternative tool and punch holes all around your shape. Now you can sew across your shape through random holes in any direction with different colors until you are happy with how many layers you've created. You can also add a colored paper behind to create more dimension. Begin by sketching out your ideas. You can use the space provided in your instruction booklet to explore your designs. When you're happy with one design, transfer it over onto your paper plate. I'm going to be working on some waves and a sunset. Your instruction booklet will have details for 2 beginner stitches. The first is a back stitch. From underneath, come out the first hole, and then go into the second hole. Come out the third hole, and because this is the back stitch, you're now going back into the second hole. Come out the fourth hole, then go back into the third hole, and you can repeat this for the back stitch. The back stitch is good for making even lines with no gaps. The second one is a satin stitch. This one is good for filling in different shapes or covering large areas. Create this one by sewing parallel lines next to each other. You can also play around with this switch by varying up the distances between each line. Use what you've learned and get creative. You can combine the stitches or play around. For the third style, I used a push pin to create my guidelines over the drawing that I made on my plate. I used a backstitch with a smaller needle to follow the outlines of my design. If you start to run out of embroidery floss like I do, you can finish your design with other materials like colored pencils or beads or other fun craft items that you have on hand. In the end, do what works best for you.
We hope you had
had a great time with your Take and Make kits from the Milwaukee Public Library Makerspace at Home Edition. Please visit the survey link here to give us your feedback, and if you'd like to share your creations with us, please tag us on Instagram at mplcurates or email us at mplcurates@milwaukee.gov. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, happy making!